is up, everybody? My name is Kyle, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate it. In today's video, well, my lovely, wonderful, incredible mail carrier dropped off some lotus seeds for me. She sees the plants from my window. We chat about them. So she said she bought too many took off, and she brought them over my way. So what I want to try to do today is aquascape them in this glassware over here. I purchased some Fluval Bio-Stratum, some river rock. I've got some leftover aquarium gravel, and then I thrifted this glassware right over here. So I'm just going to try to make some like simple aquascapes, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So the first thing I want to chat about is the glassware. I've got 3 pieces of glassware over here that I thrifted, and I think I'm actually only going to do 2. So let's just talk through that real quick. I'm going to set these over here because I know I will spill them. This is the piece that I was actually most excited to use, but I am not going to use for this video. So I found this at a thrift store the other day. It's like, you know, like a glass window block, but somebody had cut the top off and sanded it smooth. So it's like either a clear vase or, you know, I can maybe use it for a terrarium. Originally, what I had planned to do was, you know, plant like 1 or 2 lotus seeds down here and then have them kind of drift this way. But I think that this opening is just too narrow. I'm not sure what variety the lotus seeds are, and neither was my mail carrier. So I have a feeling that the leaves are gonna open wider than this. That said, if you have any ideas of what I should do with this, please let me know. It's still a really cool piece. I wanna do something with it, but I'm gonna set it over here for now. But these are the 2 pieces that I wanna work with today. And the reason I wanna work with them is because they both, you know, kind of bow out. So my intent here is to use as little substrate as possible and then allow for a space in which the lotus flowers can, or the lotus leaves can open up and then hopefully flower for me. But, you know, I've got this like round one. This will also be great for a terrarium if this doesn't work out. But I felt like this one would be great because I could fill it up about halfway, and that would give me a lot of surface area for the leaves to open. And then similarly, I like how this one is, I don't know, is fluted the word? Probably not. But, you know, this one kind of like bows outward. So when I set it, wherever I'm going to set it, it'll take up less real estate on the surface, but it does open up in a way where like I can use less substrate down here and then allow for some space for the leaves to open up. So that's my intent with the glassware. Hopefully this works out, but yeah, just from here, I'm gonna do a layer of Fluval stratum and then some rocks, and then we'll add the lotus seeds. Pretty simple. All right, now that we've talked through the game plan, let's try to get this stuff done. Yeah, I've never worked with Fluval stratum before. I've never worked with lotus seeds before. I've never aquascaped anything before. So we're figuring this out. Please, along the way, if I'm doing something wrong, drop it in the comments. Let me know. This is kind of an experiment just because these literally showed up on my doorstep. So let's try not to make a mess. I'm going to open up this Fluval stratum. I remember when this was really, really hard to find. I say that like I was looking for it. I wasn't trying to find it, but I do remember just being in and around like the houseplant community that at one point, this Fluval stratum was in very, very high demand. I don't think it is anymore because I picked it up pretty readily, but I think this is a good aqua soil. If it's not, please let me know. If there's a better one, would definitely like to know, but I'm just going for it. I'm just gonna pour some in here, and then we're gonna, I think we'll pour it in, we'll add the river rocks, we'll try to add some water to make it clear, and then we'll add the lotus seeds, is what I think I'm gonna do. So we'll see, we're figuring it out. We're just going straight in here. And I don't wanna use a lot of substrate, just because I wanna maximize the amount of water and then like, you know, the lotus flowers. I don't want there to be a ton of soil and rock. I don't know why I like shook my whole body when I did that, but I'm thinking probably just enough to cover the lotus seeds is gonna be sufficient. So that's what we're gonna try. All right, that's probably enough. full body shake. Okay, that was pretty straightforward. This one, I think I'm gonna do aquarium gravel. In this one, I kind of misjudged. This is 2 pounds of river rock. In my mind, this was gonna be a lot more river rock, but river rock is heavy. Surprise, surprise. So I don't think I have enough river rock to do both. I prefer it to be in this larger one because I just think the larger rocks and the larger glassware are gonna look nice together, and it might look a little crowded in this one. So we're just gonna do the aquarium gravel, and I can already tell we're gonna run into a problem when we try to get the seeds in there, but whatever. We'll get through it. I wanna just pour this straight in there, but I have a feeling that that is not the move. Wait, concession. I'm gonna stand up. Sorry, you're not gonna see my face. If I get in here, there we go. Okay. I probably should have rinsed this gravel first, but whatever. Maybe we'll rinse the river rock. I'm just thinking about the water clarity, but whatever. Okay. That might be too much rock, but what can you do? So my thought is to not put the lotus seeds in until there's water, just because right now the stems and the leaves are suspended in the water. I don't know if I'm gonna damage them by putting them in here without water. So I'm gonna try to add the water in now. And I'm gonna try to add it in a way where I'm not agitating the soil and the rocks and creating a bunch of like dust and murky water. So I have right over here, some is this distilled? Yeah, some distilled water that I've had sitting around back from when I was really adamant about how I was watering my plants. I used to use distilled water on certain plants. I don't anymore. I do have a watering video if you wanna watch that, but this has just been sitting around. I'm wondering, I think maybe the best way to get this in is to tilt it. I'm sure aquarium people are yelling at me right now, but I'm sure there's an easier way, but this seems like the way. Hey, that ain't bad. It's probably riveting video. So I think I can go a little bit wide. What I want to do is fill the water up to like the widest point, just so I can have the maximum surface area for the leaves to open. I think I can go a little bit higher. Oh, and then also with the height of the stems, I don't know how much taller these are going to grow. I guess we're going to find out in time, but I want to make sure that most of it is submerged and it's not, that it actually opens up on the surface of the water and like not over the top or the side. I don't even know if that's possible. I've never done this before. I'm gonna go a little bit higher. More than anything, I am impressed with my patience here. This very easily could have gone sideways and messy and terrible quickly, but it did not. So there we go. I think the water level is good as I look at these. Yep. So yeah, we've got our Fluval Bio-Stratum on the bottom. We've got some aquarium gravel next. And then I filled this up with some distilled water. I'm not gonna add the seeds yet. Let's do the other piece of glass and then we'll add the lotus seeds in. And actually, before I start this, I am gonna rinse these river rocks just to make sure there's no dust or anything on them. Okay, just kidding. These are all pretty clean. You probably can't see, but there's really no need for me to rinse them. So let's just do this one and we'll keep the train a-rolling. I brought this spoon because I thought I may need to spoon the substrate, but I think this is working just fine. So same thing, let's just pour this stuff in. So we think we have enough. Let's see. You know what, let's use the tools. So I've got some of my terrarium tools here, things to help level things out. tweezers, scissors, all that good stuff. I feel like we're gonna want a little more substrate than that. I'd like for the seeds to be fully submerged in the substrate and not like sitting on top of the rock or like half visible from the rock. I think mostly just for visual, but that's the intent here. Okay, river rocks, where'd they go? Should probably be patient with these. So that's actually perfect. Yeah, cool. 2 pounds of river rock, the perfect amount. You know, the next step, we're just gonna add some water. I don't think I have enough distilled water left for this one, but we'll just add some tap water if we have to. Okay, this, yeah, I gotta find a better way to do this. Strainer, would that work? I don't know, let's just do this. I think we're okay if we go slow. See, I'm kicking up a little bit of substrate. I have an idea. We'll use a smaller cup. So I'm just gonna pour the water into this cup, get the cup a little further in, and then do that. I think that's gonna be better. Okay, so I'm gonna need a lot more water. So give me 1 second here. Okay, I've got a new idea. We're gonna pretend it's a black and tan. Oh, that actually worked. Nice, okay. Bartender friends, you have a leg up on doing this if you wanna make one. Okay. I'd say that's just about the widest part of that bowl, so I'm gonna stop there. And do a little cleanup. Not bad so far. There's a little bit of substrate visible. What can you do? Doesn't look bad though. We've got both of our glass containers filled with substrate and gravel. I'm just gonna go ahead and put these lotus seeds in. I have 6 here, and 4 of them have really taken off. 2 of them might not do anything. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna split them 2 and 2, and then the maybes, we'll put 1 in each. So let's just go ahead and do that. I did watch a couple videos, and I saw when people were handling these lotus flowers, they were pulling them up by the stem. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna gently pull them up by the stem and then use the tweezers to try to place them in the actual enclosure. Enclosure? Yeah, I guess this has a lid, so it is an enclosure, right? This one, not so much. So this one's already got, looks like 2 leaves coming off of it. And I think I'm gonna plant them near the back, and I'm gonna plant them all in kind of the same spot. So I'm just trying to move some of these river rocks out of the way, trying to be as gentle as possible. Come on, buddy. Okay, I think that's gonna be good. All right, so there's the one. Let's add one of the smaller ones in there. Yeah, let's do this one. Yeah, and I want them to be close to each other, so they're all kind of coming from like a central point. And then my hope is that they'll just kind of float out and fill out the space with the leaves, but I want them all to come from more or less one central point. Try to push this down a little bit without hurting the plant. Okay, well, a little rough there. I can already tell I got to push this one down a little bit further. Okay. So I think that's all I'm going to do for this one. Oh, no, I lied. I got to add the one little maybe in there. So we've got our maybe seed right here. Let's just stick this guy down right here. And we'll, oh, no, that rock just stole its spot. Get out of there, man. Okay, so that's the first one. I'll put some B-roll and stuff in so that you guys can see these a little bit closer. But yeah, it doesn't look like much right now, but hopefully the lotus seeds keep growing. Hopefully these leaves start to unfurl and they sit on top of the water and not above and out or under. Again, I've never done this before, so yeah. Cool, first one's done. All right, now that we got the first one done with relatively no problem, let's get this last one done. So same thing here. I'm just gonna pull the lotus out by the stem. And with this one, actually, I'm gonna have these guys planted in the center of the piece, just to make it a little different than the other one. So I might have to add some more aquarium gravel once I'm done here, but I'm just gonna try to push this guy through the gravel and into the substrate. Oh, that actually isn't too hard. Okay. I'm trying to orient the stems upwards. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's not bad at all. Okay. That's actually even easier. That was even easier than the bigger river rock. Okay, we'll do the second one now. More or less same spot from the center. Let's go ahead and push it through gently. There's that. And then the last one. Oh, this is real quick. Throw him like right here. This one's slick. All right. So that's that. I'm actually gonna go ahead and add a little bit more water to each of these. I feel like the stems are gonna keep growing. So black and tan style. And slightly off screen, I'm just gonna do this one. You can probably see what's happening. Much better. All right, so that's pretty much gonna be it. This was a fun little project. I'm really glad my mail carrier brought these lotus seeds over for me. Let me know what you think. Did I use the wrong glassware? Did I do anything horribly wrong? Does this look terrible? I guess please don't judge it yet because they still have to like open up and everything. But yeah, this was a fun little project. Let me know what you think. And with that, my name is Kyle. This has been my channel. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I hope I catch you on the next one.